All right, Hillary Clinton wasted no time before using Texas Senator Ted Cruz's speech at the RNC to attack Donald Trump.
Something has gone terribly wrong when one speaker says, vote your conscience, and gets booed. I mean, I never thought I would say these words, but Ted Cruz was right.
I used to hate down.
So would Senator Cruz rather see Hillary Clinton win the White House, Steve?
Let's talk to that voice off camera. Here to weigh in is Texas Congressman. He's a Republican, Louie Gohmert. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve.
Okay,
great to be with you guys.
It's great to have you too, Congressman. A while back, when he was still running, you had endorsed Ted Cruz.
Sure, I was going all over the country for him. Anywhere you
Now you're a Trump man. What do you make of the fact that Ted Cruz did what he did last week?
You know, had a lot of discussions with people. Some people said, you know, Ted being Ted, if he had rushed out there and done a gushing endorsement, it would have looked phony. And one thing he did was phony. So I don't know, but I am proud of Trump for inviting him.
Sure.
You know, I was talking to Dennis Kucinich there in Cleveland, and, you know, Dennis is the other end of the political spectrum from me, but honorable guy. But he was telling me one of their conventions, they called all the speakers in and said, all right, you've got your speeches where they're now approved. You're standing on an elevator at the podium. If you deviate one word from your script, the elevator goes down, the music goes out, we won't see you again.
Just
so
like
anyway, this is Republic. This is Lincoln-esque, you know, invite enemies. So I see us coming together because if Hillary, people have talked about the next president placing 2, 3, 4 Supreme Court. One, you replace, you know, Scalia with a Hillary left-winger. There goes First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, 10th Amendment. I mean,
that's why
why
can't Cruz put the comments to the wayside and
well,
think
he said he wasn't going to vote for Hillary, and I see him helping do whatever we can. Some people are saying, well, he's looking at 2020. You and I know Hillary gets elected, forget 2020. Yeah. The rights are not going to be there. And I'm in New York because one of my best friends from college, Mike Tyner, he grew up, his dad died real young, had nothing, and he worked his tail off. Smart guy, and he had the swankiest wedding I've ever seen here in New York. That's the American way, and if Hillary's elected, the only way to do that is if you suck up to the government or use your government position like she has.
Now, the other person who stood on the sidelines who was of note was Governor Kasich, and he said yesterday he took no joy in withholding his support. He said, and Hill said, the fact is the matter, I want to see this country go in the right direction, unified. I don't want to see the country divided. He has not shut the door on possibly endorsing him down the road if Donald Trump has a more inclusive message.
You know, but it was his convention in his state.
They went to Ohio.
We can't go
Did he get blowback, Congressman? Yeah. Did he get blowback?
There were a lot of people that said, well, we can't believe Kasich would do that. That's so small, so petty. But isn't Cleveland nice? And that was the big thing I kept.
Well, are we going to see something similar to that from Ted Cruz? And does he regret not being on that stage and endorsing?
I know Ted. I haven't talked to him since that night, but he's a smart guy, and he's smart enough to know we can't have Hillary. And he said, you know, he would not be voting for Hillary. So, you know, it's a process of growing together, and I thought that was a great step forward. When I asked Trump if he would invite Ted, I had no idea he would. I had no idea he would invite him. I asked him to sit down with him, and that was a big deal, reaching out. And Newt was saying, man, to not only sit down but invite goes more than halfway. That's a big deal.
Well, let's see what happens. All right. Congressman, a real pleasure.
Great to be with y'all, and congratulations to Kristen and Guy Brearley. They're married this morning.
And that's why you're in town.
That's why I'm here. It's awesome.
We wish you all the best.
I heard you say it was a swanky wedding.
It was amazing. Really
all right,
great.
Congressman, thank you. We call you Congressman. This guy likes to call you Lou.
It's Louie. When I was a judge and Chief Justice, titles were important. Now I'm just lowly legislator
We call you
Louie.
friend.